Hi there, it's Sam from Pootles.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today. Today I have a little sweetie treat holder for you that's made using the envelope punch board. Now this little thing here holds 2 packets of love hearts, which are very commonplace here in the UK, and I'm told parts of Europe and I'm told other places in America can get them, and Australia. The finished dimensions of it, I will measure it so you can find out what else you can fit inside, is 10 centimetres, a little over 10 centimetres, so 4 inches, and you could probably, the maximum height you could get maybe an inch out of it, 2.5 centimetres, so that's the kind of sizing that we're going with. But it's an envelope essentially, and then it's kind of how you work with it after that, you know, as to how much you can fit in it. But this is one that's made using Melon Mambo Designer Series paper stack. I'm going to use a slightly different colour. I'm going to reverse it because I've got Bermuda Bay. You need your envelope punch board. You need a piece of cardstock or paper rather, that measures 14 by 14 centimetres, which is 5.5 by 5.5 inches. And with the side uppermost that you want to have on the outside, you slide it in to the 1.5 inch mark, which is 3.8 centimetres. Punch and score, and then you turn it 180 degrees and do exactly the same. So 1.5, 38 millimetres, punch and score. Now you rotate it just the once, and this time you line it up to 3.25, which is 8.3 centimetres, punch and score, and then you slide it up to 4 inches, which is 10.1, which basically is lining up to this previous scored line. Let me see if I can put my shadow over it. Now you can probably see it better there. This previously scored line, punch and score, and then you turn it 180 degrees and do exactly the same again. So you slide it into 3.25, which is it's about 83 millimetres, 8.3 centimetres. Punch and score, slide it up to 4 inches, which is about 10.2, punch and score. So what you've ended up with is a single long score line there and one there. If I turn it around, you've got 2 here and knobbly bits. Oh look, I forgot to punch that little knobbly bit out there. Punch. So basically you end up with that shape. Hopefully you can see that. Okay, so you've got 2 score lines with matching punch outs and then a single one there. So I want to round the corners. Remove those bits. I don't need that anymore, so I can move the punch board. Fold the score lines all the way round. And then nip out these little squares here. We just need to cut those out completely, because you don't need to stick down the sides or anything like that, so just cut them off. There we go. Right, now as you can see, these side bits are way too big. They would just not go in anywhere. So I've actually punched a little oval this side, which if I turn it upside down, you can see the bit I've punched out. I forgot to get my oval punch out. There it is. And all you do is you keep it so that you've got these longer lines here horizontally. Fold one over, get your oval punch. This is the smallest one, so it's 3/4 of an inch by 15/16. Slide it into the middle, in the middle of this, and then line it up halfway. So you're only going to punch half of it out. So this section here is going to slide it into there, and that's going to come over, and that's how we get this dome shape that's not too high. Okay, grab your sweeties, 2 packets. These measure between them, I've got them set at 3.5 inches by 1 3/4. So that's what's allowing me room, so room for the little end bit here as well. So pop those in, push one over and then the other, and then grab. some glue dots or some sticky strip or something like that. I'm just going to take the glue dots because they're here next to me. So a few of those. That's just going to help it keep close. So oops, pop that back through that cutout oval bit and pull it round. Oops. And then these parts, because we made sides for them, this double line here, they will just slide in, push in. There you go, so you've got a nice straight edge there and then the dome over the top. And then, you know, just to finish this little bit off, to make it look prettier, I've got a button that I've pre-prepared, and this is the Melon Mambo from the Brights designer pack. Mini glue dot on the back of that. And just onto this little section here that's peeping through. And I've got it tied with some Whisper White Baker's twine. And then obviously some stamping, of course. And I took the That's the Ticket set because I wanted this nice Valentine's image here. Whisper White cardstock, Melon Mambo ink, and the stamp. Put that away so I don't put my elbow in it. The ticket builder punch, we only want this bigger one. So round, punch that out, and then I want to start sort of building up opposite layers now. So I've got the large oval punch and some Bermuda Bay cardstock, and then I've got the extra large, no, this is the scalloped oval, and more Melon Mambo cardstock, one of those, whoops. And now I can start building with my dimensionals. So I will have one on the back of the greeting and over the top there, one on the back of that, and into there. See how I'm layering it up, and I'm looking at this from a funny angle, so it's probably not lined up at all. And then onto the top, and then as you can see this is pinged up a little bit, so just push your glue dots down a bit more. And then that is a great little box pouch dome. It's got a nice finish to it, and you can whip those out in no time, really quick to make. And like I say, these are designed to hold our love hearts, which are very easy to get hold of in the UK. But you could fit all sorts of things in there, sweeties, treats, I don't know, chocolate bars, things like that. Anyway, thank you very much for joining me, and happy Valentine's Day. Bye.